Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. We are on scenario 2.5 with the character Drelm over at the Elemental Trenches, where at this location, at the start of your turn, roll a 1d6. Recharge all cards in your hand that have this trait. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started. The first thing we'll do is roll for the location effect. Alright, so we rolled a 2, so everything with the bludgeoning traits. So looking in Drelm's hand, he fortunately has nothing with the bludgeoning trait. Alright, so we will go ahead and explore, or advance the Blessings deck, I should say, which is the Curse of Daybane. Drelm gets cursed right away, which really sucks, which means that technically he would not be able to explore this turn, because at the start of your turn, well, while displayed, it's at the start of your turn effect. Well, Drelm's going to take care of that right away. He has the hand of the Honest Man. He can bury this card to banish a card that has the curse trait. And you may succeed at a Wisdom or Divine 8 check to recharge this card instead. So let's go ahead and do that. We're getting rid of Curse of Daybane. Don't want to deal with it. Don't have to deal with it. We rolled the big 1. So the hand of the Honest Man that Drelm has been carrying around with him for the last adventures or so is buried. Okay, so we can go ahead and do an exploration. So Drelm is going to explore, and it's a Galvanic Chakram. Dexterity range to 8. Well, Drelm only has a dexterity of a d6. We'll see if we get this item or not. So we rolled a 1. Well, we have a Blessing of Kepri in our hand. We could turn that 1 into a 6. But it's still not going to be enough. So we do not acquire that boon. It gets banished. We are resetting Drelm's hand. And now we are going to start a new turn. So we have to go ahead and do Elemental Trenches. So we rolled a 1. So everything with the Acid trait. Drelm does not have anything with the Acid trait, so he's all set there. Advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of the Elements. And we will explore. We'll get a Bone Crusher Wizard. Okay, Bone Crusher Wizard has, well, we did not examine this card. Before you act, he deals 1 cold damage to you. Well, we do not like that because we have to take that damage, unfortunately. Alright, so let's see. What we're going to do is we will. He has an after you act. See, that's going to hurt. The after you act effect. Man, it's going to do 1 poison damage to us. Oh, we are very, very fortunate. So, first of all, we have to deal with the before you act. So he's going to deal 1 cold damage. We'll say... So for that, let's go ahead and chuck the Vomit Clansman. He's going to take 1 for the team. He dies. Now, to do our combat check, we're going to go ahead and use this awesome spell. I like this spell because ignore any non-villain monster's power that happens after you act. So we can avoid that poison damage by doing Death Grip. So that's what we're going to do. It's our Divine Skill, which is D8 plus 2D8. So awesome, it's looking good. Roll these dice. Alright, so we rolled a total of 8 and 8 is 16, 17. So the Bone Crusher Wizard has been banished. And now we're going to roll to see if we recharge our Death Grip spell. We need an Arcane or Divine 10 check. So that's going to be kind of difficult. We roll a D8. So we rolled a 4, 5. So unfortunately, the Death Grip spell is discarded. We are resetting Drelm's hand now. Alright, and now we will go ahead and, at the start of our turn, do Elemental Trenches. So 3 is, we have to recharge things with the cold trait. Okay, fortunately he does not have anything with the cold trait. He used his Death Grip spell. So we are advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Pharasma. And, okay, we get the villain of this scenario. So it's a Trigger, Thray, Oracle, Poison. So check to defeat Charisma, Diplomacy 12, or Combat 17. So we did not examine this card. So this villain is immune to the poison trait. All damage dealt by this villain is poison damage. Before you act, each character at your location that does not reveal the henchman's stolen larvae summons and encounters the henchman at tongue twister. A soldier. Okay. So before we encounter this villain, we have to deal with this henchman, so he's immune to the poison trait. He just does poison damage. If the result of the check to defeat is greater than 17, you are dealt 1 poison damage. Wow, we're going to be getting poison damage all around. So we have to do 2 combat 13 checks, which kind of sucks. And then to top that off, we're going to have to do a combat 17 check right there. So let's see, how are we going to do this? We have a Kopish. Kopish is going to be melee plus 1d8. So straight up we have a melee buff of plus 4. So it's going to be 4, and we need a 13. So I wonder if the odds are going to be with us. So we're just going to go ahead and reveal the Kopish for the first combat check. D10, D8, adding plus 4. Okay, let's see what we get. So we get 6 plus 4. So we get a total of 14 for the first combat check. And then for the second combat check, we're going to play it safe, and we're going to go ahead and discard this card to add 1 die in the bludgeoning trait. So we're discarding the Kopish. This time, we're rolling D6 or D8, D10, and we're adding a total of 6 to the roll. So 6 and, wow, look at that. 6 and 6 is 12. So we actually failed that roll, but fortunately we have a Cleric of Nethys in our hand, so we can recharge this card to add 2 to the result. Wow, very fortunate. Okay, well, we did succeed at defeating the soldier, but we still have to deal with the villain. So fortunately, we have the Falcata, which we're going to use, and we're going to discard the card. So it's going to be strength, or it's going to be melee check plus 2d4 plus another 2d4, and if we roll any 4s on that check, it actually turns into a 5. So assembling our dice, d10, we get the 2d4, and then we get the additional 2d4 thanks to discarding the card. Alright, and since it's a melee check, we're adding plus 4 to this roll. We get a 17. Alright, so drop the d10. Let's roll it over again. Alright, so we rolled an 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so we rolled a total of 3, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. Plus we had a 4 buff. We didn't roll any 4s, so they're not any 5s. But one final tally here, 8, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus 4, 23. We only needed a 17, so we have handily defeated, thanks to our great cards, the villain. So if defeated before closing, search the location, draw any of these henchmen, then banish it. So we don't need to do that. This location closes automatically. So the villain is banished, and so is the elemental trenches closed. Alright, awesome. Well, of course, resetting Drelm's hand, he had more than enough cards. The location is closed, and we will go ahead and see what our rewards are. So, okay, interesting. I thought that scenario would be a little more challenging, but, not going to complain. Some are easier than others, and Drelm is always very happy to advance. He just had the right cards there. So what can I say? He's been building a really good deck. So we just did a deck check for Drelm, and I don't think he acquired any boons that scenario, because he failed to get the shock room. So we already pretty much know what's in Drelm's deck. If you're curious, you can just look at the previous video. So the rewards, what's really cool about the rewards for this scenario, let's zoom in. The way I'm playing this campaign is the reward for scenario 2.5 is the Natron Fang. and the ally Neferektu. So what we're going to do is, so here we actually gain 2 great items which we can trade to a trader. So Drelm is now going off to town. He also has the Hand of the Honest Man in his hand. It was just buried. So let's go ahead and let's check out our good old buddy, the trader, Falsine Deek, who's going to offer us some items. Let's go ahead and shuffle up the item deck. Drelm's meeting a trader, or as I like to call them, a merchant. And what's cool is that the merchant is just going to trade him items of level 1 or 2. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. So once again, we get the Scroll of Thoth. We get a Staff of Minor Healing. And we get the Magic Carpet. Okay, shucks. The next card was the Key of the Second Vault. That's the card I really wanted. But we did not get it. So Falsine Deek, we already looked at the Magic Carpet, not interested in the Staff of Minor Healing, and we don't want the Scroll of Thoth. Okay, well that kind of sucks because that item that he wanted, I think it was level 2. Drelm is going to have like 2 other level chances to get that, because he'll get items of either the equal level or the lower level. So, but once he hits level 4, he's not going to be able to get that Key of Abdar, which is what he's really after. So Falsine Deek goes away. Don't really know if I'm going to keep this ally, or, well, I'm probably going to keep this weapon. It's pretty awesome. So, and this card is pretty cool. We can add 2 dice to any wisdom or knowledge non-combat check. So, of course, Drelm's wisdom is fairly decent. So yeah, don't know if I'm going to be keeping these items. I'll definitely look at Drelm's deck, and I'll let you know at the start of the next adventure which items he chose. Alright, well, thanks so much for watching. That was a quick scenario, but like I say, Drelm, he's been doing great. Alright, so next scenario is going to be scenario 2.6, will be the final scenario of level 2, and I will have that up next time. Alright, thanks for watching.